Hello, hello. Hope you're all okay. Welcome back to Winzig. My name's Becky, and we're going to do something a bit different today. Anyway, before we start, let's get going. Let's just it's noisy like this. Yeah, hope you're okay, and if you're not, then let's hope this gives you some peace and calm. I know I need some today. Oh, it's been one of those days. Went out this morning with my water bottle, and in my little rucksack, you know, tiny little rucksack, popped some loose, hook it on the back of the door, and it fell off. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? It smashed my water bottle, cracked it all. It leaked everywhere. Oh, it was a right mess. So, anyway, my bag was soaking, everything was soaking. So it's going to be one of those days. We're going to move on. We're going to have some calm and some enjoyment. So welcome to Winzig Creations. Right then, I did this the other day. This is when I finished. This is one of the prayer and gratitude ones. Now this isn't a back-to-back, this one, because I ended up with so many signatures done and so big. I've split them into 3, believe it or not. So this one's done. So a lot of this you'll recognise that we did together. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But there's a pocket there, and there's a pocket here. And I did what I call my pillow covers, I call them. Because I get a piece of material, whatever material I want, and I sew it all the way around and slip it on the board, and then very neatly sew up that edge. You can't see that, can you? But I've hand sewn that there. And yeah, then I decorate the front. I actually had the front decorated first. So we're going to do the similar sort of thing today, but we're going to do a back to back. So I thought I'd show you this one was finished, and going to do the back to back. Now this, I've covered this in a way because this is just cardboard under here. It's not a book cover. You know, it's not a book that I've gutted or anything, and that's just a quick simple closure. And these I showed you a while ago that I made inspired by G at Happiness and Crafting, and they're one of my Suffolk puffs or yo-yos. So I'll show you how I did that. No, I'll show you how I did those fronts. So this is the cover I'm going to use for the back to back. I quite like it. It's nice and old, but it's not too dirty or anything like that. I've given it a wipe over. Believe it or not, I have given it a wipe over. And I've gutted it already because I think you've seen that a few times. I want to reinforce this bit a bit, but it is going to be a hidden spine, so I think that will fit in there okay. I've got a bit of cardboard here to reinforce that, and that's my things. So this is going, these are the signatures for the back to back. So that goes like that, and that goes like that. That one's upside down, and this one's the right way around, and I think they'll fit in there without any extra. Yeah, I think once I've done a hidden spine and I've got a closure, I think that spine will do nicely. And then we'll do something on the front here, and we'll turn it over there. We'll do something on the front there, and that will be your prayer piece if you want to do some prayers. And then this side will be your gratitude. There, that's how it's going to work. The other one I've done hasn't got a name yet, and neither has this one. But I've got some bits here I thought I might use for the cover, but I've changed my mind. Like we do, we change our minds, don't we? And this is for my bit of paper, so I need to reinforce that. So we'll start with reinforcing this as a starting point, and then I've got all my bits out to make the bits for the front and the back, or the front and the front, the two fronts. So I'm just going. Where's my little bag? There it is. I cleaned my desk and everything's been put to one side. Here we are. Let's mark that there. Got to be right inside, and mark that. Let's put you up a tiny bit. Mark you there, and I think I can just cut this on my cutter. Actually, I've got a few things in front of this door here, and it's not going to be easy to get out. But ooh, can I get it out? Yes, yes. So I can cut down there. Let's cut across here first. There. That's that. Make it the right length. Let's go around the other way, it might be a bit easier. And cut it there. Let's see how that fits before we put the cutter away. Oh, I like that. Yep, that fits nicely. I'm happy with that. So that's good. And this will be part of my invisible spine. I'll attach some material to it as well, I imagine, and then attach the 2 signatures to it. Or shall I glue that in and then add material? Doesn't really make any difference, does it? No, I think I'll add, yeah, that'll give it a bit of stiffness. I'll think about that. While I'm thinking about that, let's make the 2 front bits. I will have to pause you while I do the sewing, but you know, such is life. These things happen. So I've got in here some lovely vintage French bits of quilting. I keep them in this little thing. It used to be full. I've used quite a few of them. Stay open for a minute. There we go. We've got this nice one, and this pink one. Got quite a few actually. That's a bit bright, I think, for what I'm doing now. It's a nice piece. I love this one. I'm sort of hoarding that a bit, and I love this one too. And there's this. I don't know how old. Some of these are very, very old, and some of them are not very old, but they came across as French vintage quilt pieces, and I bought them from, I can tell you who I bought them from, the Doll's House in Lutworth, the Doll's House Vintage. So yeah, rustic country and vintage. So yeah, that's where I got them from, and I got a few other bits and bobs came with them. So I think I'm going to use these 2. Oh, am I going to use these 2? I like this, and I like this. Should I have them the same size? I don't suppose it matters. One's going that way and one's going this way. I will tidy this up though. I don't like it crooked. Put you around the right way. Can you see? Yeah. We'll do these 2. We'll do these 2. Don't know where I'm going to put that. We'll put them over there. This is how I started this one. I just started with a piece of, you know, old quilting, and I build it up from there. So first things first, I want to, let's turn it over. This one is actually straight enough. Now, what side do I want? This is the thing. This is a double-sided one. I think we'll have this. We're very restricted by colours on this side. This side's a little bit more. That goes a bit better. I do like the flowers, I have to confess. Let's put it this way up. It's a little bit big. I can't get much poking out of it, can I? But I can at the bottom, and a little bit. I could have a bit sticking out the side here, I suppose. Or do I trim it a bit? Do we trim it more to this size? I hate cutting them, but yeah, we'll leave it. I don't want to cut it. No. Right then, let's turn it over and look at you. Now you're quite wonky. This one's quite wonky, isn't it? I think it'll be alright once I've added some bits and bobs. Go back to this one. Right, I need some bits of material now. I've got my scraps out. This massive box here, which you can't really. I'm going to put a whole pile on my table here and decide what I want to use. So there we go. Let's just shove a load on, and we'll have a look. Unlike the quilt bits, I've got a lot of this that I can use. Anyway, that's a handful for now, or more. Let's see, what colours do we want on it? I just want some little bits added. I do like this. I found this the other night. I think this is really pretty. I got this. It was a big piece of material from a shop in Hornsey. It was an offcut. The whole piece cost me about a £5, I think. It has some lovely bits on. And my friend made me a bag out of the main piece, which I used for crocheting. Can you see up there? And I really like this. Fold that over, maybe. Maybe fold that over. It'd be great if we could hang them down the bottom, but nope. I'm just going to pop it in here, I think. Do I want a bit off? I think I'm going to take a little bit off the bottom. Now these are my sewing scissors. These are my material scissors, so I'm just going to take a bit off the bottom. There we go. I do like that piece, but I do want some lace coming out the bottom, so we might need to. I'm going to take a bit off the side as well. I want to keep that bit. Oh, I like that very much. I'm going to pop that there. That's going there. Right, we need some more. I think I put 4 pieces on the other one, or 3 pieces plus a dangly bit. But there's no set rule. You know, let's find a piece of lace as well. Let's not forget the lace. I've got loads of lace here as well that I've dragged out of my box. Oh, here's a piece of lace. Oh, we've got a piece of lace here as well. This is nice. This is vintage, this bit of lace. I'll push this up so you can see. I quite like the idea of that gathered underneath there. I like that idea. Shall we have it going up the side as well? Can we do that? It's probably enough to go around the whole thing. I don't want to go around the whole thing. Oh, I think that would be nice, and particularly underneath. Right, I think we'll perhaps do that. Cut you there. I might stop. Might go around the corner, or I might cut it and then reattach. Yes, I think we'll start putting some pins in a minute when I decide. So that's a bit of lace done. Have I got any more bits of lace? Oh, I've got a lovely piece, some nice pieces of velvet here. Some velvet might look. What's this one? This one's a bit pinkier. Let's use the slightly more pink one. I was just thinking we could put a bit of velvet down the side here. Or maybe a piece of velvet at the top. It's just a case of faffing around and seeing what you like. I'll think about the velvet. It can take you, because you're auditioning so many different bits, it can take a few minutes. I'm going to have to cut this here. Put that there. Might start pinning so I can get a proper idea of what it all looks like. Right, we'll pin you. Oops, I made you a bit long, but not to worry. We'll pin you there so you don't keep moving. Oh, that one won't go in. I've got a little pin cushion clipped up there. Yeah, you can go there. Oh, I see. I think I've got them. No, and then you can go here. I got them the wrong way round. I think I have. It's been one of those days. Sorry, I got a pin in my mouth. I wouldn't be at all surprised if something goes drastically wrong, because it's kind of one of those days. Yeah, I was going for a little bit of a bike on one of the little bikes, and where's the other bit? Are these the same size? Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Is this the bottom? Yes. Let's pin it. Gosh, get your act together, woman. That's what I said to myself twice today so far. Get my act together. Because things just sort of, you know, when you... Hang on, let me just take this pin out. That's better. I do that with my friend and she hates it when I put them in my mouth like that. Yeah, I went to... Oh, I can always cut that off if it's too long. Put that there. And then I'm going to put another piece down here, I think. This is very difficult to use. I'm not sure about the other piece. I think that's what's confusing me a bit. Let's leave you there. We're definitely having a piece at the bottom there. So we'll put you there. And I'm going to put you here. I want you on there. So those two don't need to be moved. They're staying. Oh, that pin don't work very well either. I've got a whole menagerie of pins in my box, but I just keep these few here. Let's get some more bits out. I quite like that. I could put that all the way down there. I'll think about that. I won't think about too many, don't worry. I love this piece of material. I'm virtually out of it. Fold you over. Let's cut you there. Right, I'm going to do this. Fold that over. We're going to sew around that. Now I'm going to make it rectangle. Concentrating here. I shall keep those bits. I might find a use for them. And I'm going to sew that on down here. I'm going to sew around that. So that's staying on. What's going on there? Right. Enjoying this. Yes, that's that piece done. What else have we got? Let's put you bits of lace up there. What else have we got in here? All sorts of bits. Oh, what's this? This is interesting. This goes with it well. What have we got here? We could do with another piece on here, couldn't we? Over here, maybe. Oh, sorry. Maybe that writing bit in the middle there. Should we cut that and have a look? How about you? Oh, I like that. I don't like the zigzags on this one. Popping you there, maybe. Oh, I quite like that. Sew around that. Or shall we have you down here? No, we'll have you over there. Want you over there. There you are. You're staying there. Right. I know what I want to do. Where's that long piece? I found it. Here it is. Let's put this piece back. I want to put this piece under here. That's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what I want, to put that under there. For some reason I do like a long piece at the bottom, and I haven't worked that out why yet, but I do. Oh, come on, that's it. I want this one all frayed, this one. And you go under there, and you can go on top, and you can go there. Right, this is coming together now. Coming together. I do want some more. I think I want some more lace. Do I want some more lace? Maybe I want velvet sticking out underneath. See what this looks like. Maybe we want that underneath. Instead of more lace. That's nice, isn't it? Makes a nice change from always using lace. We will have some lace on the back as well, so if I put lace there, they butt up against each other, whereas if I put that there, about there, I'll pop you on here underneath there. I'll sew you on there. So that's that bit ready for sewing then. Yeah, I'll sew that one like that. I will have to, as I say, we'll have to pause you to do the sewing, but I'm going to trim this bit here. Just a tiny bit. There we go. And do we need to tidy that bit up? I don't know yet. Let's get, well, do we want some velvet on this as well? They don't have to be the same at all. Not sure about it on this side. Funny that, isn't it? Right, I do want some lace, but I don't want the same lace. What's this? Oh, this is a nice piece of lace. Where's this come from? Let's pop you down there. Oh, that I like. Maybe the other way around. Yeah, maybe that way around. Sorry, this does take a few minutes, this kind of stuff. I'm sorry if you're a bit bored. But it's just how my mind works. Yeah, I like that there. Yeah, that's nice there. I think I'll probably put another piece of this at the bottom because it is working well for me. So I'll probably put a piece of that hang on before we cut. Do we want it down the side instead for a change? I don't know. We'll wait till the end until we've got other stuff on it. What else have we got here? We've got this bit of case. Let's try not to use exactly the same again. Buttons. Buttons. No, I don't think so. Oh, this is a nice piece of material. What have we got here? A bit creased, whatever it is. Let's get to the other end. That's not so creased. Oh, that piece is all right. It's got a... Oh, you can... Oh, I'd have to cut... I might think about that. Think about that. Oh, Now I love this material as well. Do you think that's too chunky for this? We could cut a piece off. Oh, I quite like that idea. Let's cut you off here. For a minute. Cut you across there. This may not work. I may abandon the whole thing. I am inclined to do that at times, but you never know. Oops, a bit of fluff. They don't have to be done exactly the same way as the others. I just have a sort of a bit of a format, I suppose, that I tend to stick to. A little flower sticking up there. Get off. I like that. I'm going to put that there. If I could get rid of the bits of fluff, let's pop you there. You put your pin on, usually means you're staying there. There. That's not. I'm wondering, maybe I might tuck the end in a bit. Tuck a bit of that leaf in as well, just so we can see a little bit more of the quilt. I wish I knew where that. Yeah. That. Oh, will you get off? I don't know what that bit of fluff is, but it won't go away. There. Yeah. I really want to see that flower more than anything. Put you over. Pop you there. Yeah. I'll just put another pin in so I remember to fold that bit in. There's a pin. I'll leave that pin there. Right, what else have we got here? Let's have a look. This is a nice piece of lace. Huge piece of lace. It's quite big. We could put a piece underneath though, couldn't we? Hello. Well, I'd have to cut. I might probably cut it. I probably wouldn't put it underneath the whole thing. I like that because it's very subtle. I like that. We could put it under the whole thing actually, because it's not right in your face, is it? We could not use this side because we've got the other side. Oops, pop you back on, Mr. Quilt. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going to cut up here. And I will probably trim that a bit more later. I do like that. Right, what else have we got? We've got 2 bits of lace now. So let's have a look at some more material. This is nice. This is a piece of tie-dye, look. That's nice, isn't it? If you can see it all right. Needs to be smaller. I like those dots. They go well with these dots. You're going there. I've decided. I've made a decision. That was a quick decision for me, wasn't it? Oh, look, I found something else in this pile of stuff. That's pretty. Should we put you there instead of the normal, instead of that brown one? Right, I think we'll do that. There, got 3 bits on, some lace. Right, I like that. Pin, pin, pin. Now pin. Oh, there's one there, look. Right, let's pop you all back in the box, because you are going to come out another day. I've got a lot of you. You're a nice piece as well, aren't you? Just thinking of maybe putting him on instead of that piece. Oh, that's a bit bit blender, is a bit more bland, isn't it? Maybe we should have you instead of that. That's too much of the same thing, that is. Let's put you all away. Oh, in the box you go. That's it. In the box. Put the box under the table so I don't trip over it. Right. The next thing really is sewing this together, I think. But I could just leave it there for a minute and have a look at doing these signatures. And then we've got two to sew together, which I will do in a mo. What the time is doing. Here we go. We've got these 2 to come out here. I need to get a bit of material, don't I? Right, what we'll do then, I'll pause you there. I'll sew these 2 up and I'll get a piece of material for that, and then I'll be back. Okay, it'll only be like seconds for you, but I'll get a bit of that done. Okay, I won't be long. Hello, I'm back. Hope it wasn't too long for you. It seemed absolutely ages to me, but you know, there we go. Right, had a slight mishap as I sewed through a piece I didn't intend to, but it all worked out. I undid it and redid it again. So I've now got a piece of material for the spine. That's the word I was looking for, spine. And I thought this old piece would look authentic in here. So how wide do we want it? Do we want it, where's my material scissors? About that wide, I think. Snip you there and whip you along there. Pop you away with the sewing machine when it goes. And then we want it this long, don't we? Pop you in there, and then I'll show you a bit of sewing I've done, which needs all chopping off and everything. Bits need tidying up a bit, but it's all part and parcel of it. There, that goes on there. We sew the signatures to that, and then we pop it in there, and then we'll glue these down like that. Okie dokie, that's ready to go. These are the two bits I've done. Got them. I actually don't keep my bits of stuff on. I cut mine off. I know a lot of people keep them on, but yeah, well, the bits of material, thread like this hanging around drive me up the wall. Just do, they get in the way and they drive me up the wall, so I chop them all off. I back stitched a lot of them, and not all of them, some of them, but it'll be glued on anyway. I should glue it onto the book, and so there, that's the back. Back not too bad actually. Let's cut all you off. So what I did was, or what I do, is I start off by going all the way around the edge, and then I go back in and I go around each individual piece, so they then look quilted on as well. And then I like little bits sticking out here and there. I'm just going to trim him off because I don't like him sticking there. That's better. Happy with that one now. So that one was for the front. We'll probably put another metal flower on the front, or maybe, I don't think we'll be putting a puff on unless I make some in the meantime, because I haven't got any made now, but I can always put that on at the end, can't I? And then now this one's got lots of bits too. Let's cut all them off. And this is the one that got caught. My lace at the top here got caught. I was trying to undo it and I didn't want to tear the lace. You know how easily lace pulls, but it hasn't, so quite pleased about that. So yeah, it's just snip all. I suppose I could have done all this while I was still off camera, but I didn't, did I? I did it. I just thought I'd come straight back to you guys, and I want you to see as much of it as possible, as it's a tutorial rather than just jump too far forward. So all literally I've done is sewing them on, so you haven't really missed anything, except me sewing, which is not something you really want to watch anyway. I'm not the world's best sewer. I won't claim to be, but I like sewing bits and bobs like this. This is my kind of sewing, just bits and bobs. Little I prefer hand sewing mainly. That's my thing. I do like to hand sew. There. And once it's got a few extra bits on, like maybe a button, I might put some buttons on this one. Maybe some buttons here and there, and might well put another flower on. So I'm not happy with that straight edge at the moment. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I might winkle it or I might just leave it. I haven't decided. So there wasn't a right and a wrong really, was there? Because this is going on there. Yep. That's not straight, but I don't think it matters at all. Bit of velvet sticking out there. And you could always have it that way, but I've made it this way and that's the way I want to put it. So next thing, I'm going to sew the signatures to this little piece here. There we go. If you don't like watching people sewing signatures, whiz past and then you won't see this bit. But I've got to be very careful that I get them the opposite way round. And this is my bit of paper. I think this is about the right distance apart. This is the piece I used for the other one, and they're the same size journals, so you know. And I think I just need 2 of these on, but that's too far apart. So where do we want these? Where do we want these? We want, how wide is this to start with? This is 1 and a, well, I have to say it's 3.5 centimeters, 1 and just over 1/4 inch. So where do we want them? Let's have a look. I'm just ballparking this. Maybe one sort of down there, and one sort of there. Yeah, I think that would be about right. So what's that one? 1 centimeter. Oh, let's do that. 1 centimeter inch in each. And then that one in 1 centimeter. You probably can't see what I'm doing right now. So there we go. Let's pop you here. I've got the smooth, I'll put the T there, that's the top. Pop you there. And I'm just going to put some little marks. Where's the other, where's my other mark? Oh, there it is. Let me get a long, is this a long enough? No, let me just get a longer ruler so I get these in the right. I know I like to eyeball it, but then I do like them relatively straight. Yeah, that's that one. And that's that one. There we go. I'm just using this because I know it's a good spacing for this size signature. As I say, I used it for the other one. And I'll probably pop it in with the other 2 signatures I've done and keep it for when I sew those in. Let's get you back at the, there. Sorry if you can see my head. Just need to look over the top of this. There. That's where they're going to be. There, there, and there. Right. Let's put you in. Here's my trusted thing. This is because I don't have the strength to go through with a awl. So I go through with one of these. If you haven't got much strength in your wrists or your hands, it's a really good way to do it. I have to give Pam at the Paper Outpost credit for this. It was her who showed me this technique. Right, let's do this one. Let's get all my sewing stuff out. If you're a newbie and you ever wondered how they got sewn in, this is how. Right, you're not actually going to see much of these. I think we'll go for that one. We'll go for this one. And I am going to measure it off because I used my spare bits, so I don't mind having offcuts, you know. I know a lot of people say, oh, just do it straight from the thing, which is great, but I do use my offcuts, so I don't mind measuring it out. So I know I've got a lot. And also I do mine with the stuff in the journal, so it's easy if you haven't got this rolling around. I find it easier. Everybody, you find, you know, you do you find what's best for you. Oh, I got given these the other day, so I'm gonna look at that. They're leather, or pleather, I don't know. They're the leather, and they're stamped, handmade with love. And you're supposed to like pop them out, and so I'm going to start putting them on the back of my journal. Just showing you that because they happen to fall out of my drawer. Right. Oh, there's my needle. Bum bum bum. Just leaving my thingy there because oh, I can't use that one yet, can I? Put you there. Let's get you tucked up properly. Hope you can see all right up there. There's my middle. Should be an envelope in the middle. There it is. Let's open you up. There. You have to go there. I like to have it as possible. Stop my envelope from moving. Right then. Let's do our marks. I'm going to do them this side if I can. No, I can't. I'm going to have to do them this side. Yeah, in you go, guys. All neat and tidy, please. There we go. Where's my bit of paper? There's a bit of paper. Right, the top piece goes there. I might have to pull this off camera in a minute so I can just see what I'm doing. I apologise, but I'm sure you've seen people sew them in before. I know we all have slightly different methods, but I think I've done one on camera before. I'm just going to take them out because they're in my way. Where's the... Oh, there it is. I couldn't see it. Turn you round and do you this side. Of course, you start where you finish, so put that straight in the middle there. This is the front one. Well, I'll do the front one because it's back to back anyway. So let's do this one first. Oh, we've got a knot. Don't want a knot in it yet. Thank you. There we are. Go to the top. Go to the top. Top of the envelope. There we go. Quite difficult to do this to make sure I'm in camera as well. Then we put you back through there, back through there, right through that. What's going on here? You should be around there. That's it. You come back through here, on either side. Right, before we sew that up or do anything with that, we've got to make sure it's looking tidy. Let's pull you tighter. That looks tidy. Take you guys off so we don't crease you any more than we have to. Just checking that this looks okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yep, that's fine. So now I'm going to do my triple knot. One firm, but don't yank it, will you? Otherwise your papers will tear. And snipping that there because I use them. Put them over there. That's that one in at the front there like that. And then we're going to do this. And we're going to put this one in like this. Let me double check that works. There. Yeah, it does. This goes in this way. Right, remember that. This is the right way up. They go in that one, by the way. Let's just put them there so I don't forget to put them back in. Let's find my middle. It should be another envelope. Yes, it is. Here it is. Get you under there, envelope. Get you back in the middle. Make sure everything's down and smooth. Just pop you down there. Let's do you the other end where there's not so many. Sorry if you can't see. As I say, this is actually quite a difficult thing to do with the camera on, you know, to be in camera at the same time and not have my head underneath it. There we go. Let's put some marks on. Where's my top? There's my top. Let's lean you against this so you don't move. Right, top piece of paper is there. Pencil mark. That's my top bit of paper, yep. Oh, hang on. We're going the other way, aren't we? Shouldn't I have my... Hang on a minute. Oh, God, I get to think about this first. Let's just check they go with that. No, they don't. I've got to swap this over for this. Yes, I have. Ah, good job I remembered that, isn't it? They've got to go this way. That's the... They've got to go this the other way around. I've got to do this the other way around. I'm just going to double check what I'm doing here. Otherwise, this is quite complicated. Well, it's not as complicated as... Right. I'm going to have to redo these because I've made these holes the same. And if this is going in here the same as those, I've got to do this the same. So I suppose theoretically, all I've got to do is turn that over. And they fit. So if I make that the top of this one, that should work. Yeah, let's pray. Yeah. Right, that's the top of this one. Let's use a different sort of pen so I can tell the difference. So, there we go. Will do. Right. Yeah, there is quite a bit of a difference. So there, there, and let's get you straight again. There. Just one other thing you've got to remember when you're doing it top to bottom. Oh, come on, in you go. Oh, sorry. That's it. Let's move you out, and then I can see what I'm doing. That piece of card was in the way. The other bit of the envelope was in the way. It's right on the corner of that envelope, you see. One. Yep, there. All this turning around. 3. And you go in like this. And then, where's my other bit of thread? Here it is. Do you know, it's going to be a miracle if this works. It's gone slightly skew with. So I have to see how it looks once it's in. Oh, I've got a loop here. Let's pull you. Nope, that way. That way. There we go. I want untangle you. There, making this look very complicated, aren't they? It's not, you just got a bit tangled up, that's all. There we are. Go through there and you go through there and through there again. Out you come. There. Now then, before I let's take you off for a minute. Let's make sure I don't damage anything. Take you off. Just leave you on for a minute. Let's take you off. Let's tighten you up, and before I do anything else, I'm just going to check that looks all right. Let's keep. There we are. It's tighter; it won't slip so much. Just I'm holding it at the moment. That's okay. Is this side okay? Let's take you off. Oh yeah, that's okay, isn't it? Okay. I'll be doing another one of these in a hurry. It's quite difficult, but hey, it's nothing worth, no harm in trying. It'll be a bit unusual, won't it? I'm not going to do this one too tight. I don't want it to tear. There we go. Put you over there. Right, you go there. You go there. Oh yeah, that moves nicely. That is the front of that one. Oh, that is the front of that one. Oh, I did it. I did it. It worked. Ah, one doesn't ever cease. Right, I'm going to have to put things to glue now and then leave them to soak overnight kind of thing, you know, glue them in and let them rest overnight. I don't know how long we've been recording for anyway, but you've seen the bulk of it now. I don't know that I need this piece of material. I might do. I'm going to glue you in there. Yeah, I don't know where I got that bit of material. Sometimes I put it on material as well. I'm just thinking about whether I want to. I might just put it straight in. If I do put it straight in, I want to tidy this up a bit. I want to, I'll be putting some paper on here, and I don't want this rough stuff here if I'm putting paper on. There, I might put some paper on that. Some end papers. I will put some end papers on here, so I don't cut my fingers off. There we go. Yeah, rub that down a bit. Put some end papers on there. And put some end papers on this side as well. I'll just get my marble end papers out that I've got. Let's pop them on. There we are. That's quite strong, that, actually, because it's all still glued in. So, you will go in there. So, we'll glue that in there next. And then we'll leave it overnight to set in there like that. Can you see? It's got to set right in there like that. It has to. Yeah. And then you'll have double spine, which will be nice and strong. And then I will stick the bit on the front, and then this will go on here. Just guess that's, pretend that's sewn in. And then this will go on here. And you'll open this one like that, and that'll be the right way around. And you'll open this one like that, and that. Perfect, it's worked. Just what I wanted. I got that material out, and I've forgotten I was doing a hard spine as well, because I wanted it to be a bit more reinforced. Yeah, let's glue that in. I'll get my weights out to keep it upright, and then you'll see how I do that as well. And then we'll have to leave it until the morning, because well, I like to leave it overnight when I'm gluing a spine in, because I like to make sure it's really stuck. You don't want to open your book and have your spine fall out, do you? It's the last thing you want. Just going to get my weights. My weights. What I got there is the weights. What I got. There you go, that one. They're actually bookends. Yeah, I've got a cast, one of those cast irons as well, but these work really well because they've got flat sides. So let's get some glue out, and we're going to glue you on here. We'll put quite a lot of glue on because, as I say, it's not only just gluing it in, it's also reinforcing the back as well. I'm going to put a lot on. Not risking it coming out. We're not risking it coming out. There we are. Loads of glue on there. I hate the smell of this. There we go. Let's push you in there. Push you right down. Push you right down there. Push you right down here. And push you, where's the middle? Here. Push you right down in the middle here as well. And then we put you here. We put you in. It's heavy. Put you there so you stand upright, and then I put this on top. It's my book rest. It keeps pages open, but it just helps a bit. There we go. I might put a couple of pegs at the top and the bottom as well. Let's just do that. Whoops, whoops. I just saw here. I can put a peg there. That will help. Can I put the peg at the top at all? Is there room? Just about there. Yeah, that's gonna, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. There we are. Probably that way actually. That's quite heavy. Not really heavy, but it's fairly, it's quite weighty, you know. So there we go. That's as much as I can show you today, because I suppose I could put that somewhere else, but it's a bit difficult. Yeah, and then these will go on. What I might do is find some other bits to go on there while we're waiting for it to dry. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's little fun tutorial on how to do a back-to-back book. My next video will be a craft along, but hopefully before I start I can show you how far I've got with that. Before I go, I've remembered this time to show you a couple more journals, which I've started doing and completely forgot again. So this is called Rose, and she is, if you don't want to see the journals, you can click off now. She is 4 1/4, which is just over nearly 11 centimeters by 6.15. She's just called Rose. She's really pretty and delicate, I think. She's lovely. This is called Rose. She's named after my granddaughter, who's Penelope Rose. And yeah, it's quite a sweet little delicate one of pink roses, and it's just a nice size, really. It's a sweet little journal. Just plenty of writing space. Nice little size for starting off. Lots of little bits sticking out, which I love. Lots of writing, places to draw if you want to. Lots of little nooks and crannies. Again, I've done it down the middle. Yeah, so this is Rose. Like I say, the thingy, this hooks under there. Etsy never does them justice, does it? There we go. And she's number 106, and she was made in May this year. There we are. And the other one I'm going to show you today, which is rather cute. This is called Purple Sea Rocket. I know, if you like purple, you'll like this. These are loose, by the way, but they can be taken off if you want. This is quite a big one. This is, I won't tell you the spine of that one, it wasn't very big. This one is 8 1/4 inches by 6 1/2, and it's got a 3 1/2 inch spine, so it's quite big. It's got a double ribbon closure, which I've just managed to knot, which was stuff. There we go. And I love this journal. Great if you like purple. I do like purple, but it's very Purple Sea Rocket is a plant. That's the name of a plant, Purple Sea Rocket. And I think there's some Purple Sea Rocket in here, but it's all to do with wildflowers, really. If you like wildflowers and nature, this is the journal for you. Sorry, it's difficult to show you with this other thing on the table. Yeah, full of wildflowers. That's what I love about this one. Loads of pockets, as always with my journals. They're always very heavily embellished. Yeah, really heavily embellished. Like I say, this has got one of those wardrobe ones on. I haven't done that for a long time. Yeah, lots of leaf trim. Absolutely beautiful papers. I love that centre page. That's lovely, isn't it? And it's got a few gems in it, a few charms in as well. And some flip ups and flip downs. I'm sure a lot of you will recognise this book. It's the Concise Floral book. Yeah, really, really pretty. Really pretty journal. I hope you can see it all right. Let's pop it on top of here. You'd see it there then. A bit close now probably. Yeah, really quite pretty. And I just like the fact that they're wildflowers rather than like roses or whatever. Buttercups there, look. And this is nice paper if you like, you know, crunchy stuff. Some envelopes that I've sewn in. Another envelope. A lot of the pages are sewn together rather than glued together as well. Makes chances to flip up this one. Yep. I'm going to have to find these papers on my computer. I do love them. They're beautiful. Had them a long time though, so I don't know who. It's a burrito, as we call them. Burrito. A burrito pocket. There we go. Yeah, there's another sewn together pocket. It's nice. Some little ideas I've put in this one that, you know, I forget I've done them. It's another good thing about looking through them. You think, oh, I remember doing that sort of tag or that sort of fixture or clip or whatever you might have done, you know. This one's got white in as well, you know. It's not vintagey, but yeah, some of these pages I just think are gorgeous. And of course my favourite stencils around some of them. It is a big book. It is a big book. Another piece of that. And another piece of lovely coloured vellum. Printed vellum, that is. And as you can see what the cover's made of. It's material that I've sewn on, and then I've backed the insides with bits of the book. And then I've done a bit of black and white one in there, look. So you've always got a pocket in all my journals for the journals with a difference is what I call them in the UK, and it's message from the bookkeeper. All my journals have that. As like I said before, they all come with a pen holder and a pen and an ephemera pack. Even the little ones come with ephemera packs. So you can play yourself as well. So, and I say it's got a double ribbon closure. It's a very pretty little thing. And I love this material. I bought this and made a pinboard out of it, and this is just what's left. So I made a pretty cover out of it. So there's today's two, and I will show you this when it's all together and finished. Okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you're okay. Take care.